To truly understand Balinese culture, it is important to consider the myths passed down through generations. Two key characters in these stories are Barong, the king of spirits, and Rangda, the demon queen. Together, they represent the eternal battle between good and evil. Like yin and yang, each contains elements of the other. The truth about travel is that it too has a light and dark side. On the surface, traveling can seem like a dream come true, exploring the world, being adventurous, and living in the moment. But there's also a grim reality behind the scenes: egoism, consumption, and overdevelopment. In all aspects of life, there is an ongoing and necessary struggle for balance between the good and bad. They are inseparable forces that could not exist without one another. Today, we really want to discuss a little bit of the negative part about traveling.
Yeah, I think everybody tends to focus on the positives and these little like snapshot images of what it is that you see when you're traveling, and there's so much more that goes in to what you do behind the scenes.
And what you see behind the scenes.
And what you really see that's not really talked about. Everybody tries to put this like rosy curtain over it when that's not really how things are.
Make it a utopia, right?
So for example, I just want to mention that because we're in Bali now, we set up our base for the last couple months around Ubud, and going into the city now and seeing how people react to their first time there.
Can you show them what their face is like when they're walking around on the streets? Well, literally, this is
what I came here for. There's so many cars.
Where's Julia Roberts on the bicycle in the rice fields?
I just want to see the rice fields, and there's just shops everywhere.
Right. So, but on a serious note, the expectation is largely ruining the experience because of movies, because of Instagram and social media, and people seeing places and destinations in one perfect photoshopped, edited background. They're expecting this paradise, right? And with no other people there.
Mm-hmm. I had seen all of these images of places
that
she showed me of like, okay, oh, look at this, how beautiful it is, and look at that.
It's paradise.
Oh, look at the color of the water here, look at that.
It's turquoise, white sand.
Getting there and, okay, seeing it was great, but around you, it's just a snapshot image of what it is, and they're all highly edited, so it's not the same as you see in person. It's really not for the majority of the experiences that you have. And then on top of that, you want to go for a sunrise or a sunset at a certain spot. It's not just you there. They're not private moments that you get to share together. So that adds another layer of frustration.
Can we talk about what was the most surprising, even though it shouldn't have been? I guess we should have expected it to some extent, but we went to Angkor Wat. We were really, really excited. We purchased a 7-day pass.
Yeah, a 7-day pass to do temples is not recommended.
What do they call it? What's the official term?
Like templing out.
Yeah, templed out.
That's like, my God, too much time spent looking at old temples. Let's just say that.
So let's talk about that first sunrise experience.
Okay,
we had to get up at
4:30 in the morning to go for the sunrise, because we knew that through our research that if you wanted to be at the front of the pond to get that reflection shot image, you wanted to be one of the first ones there when the park first opened. So I think they open at 5 a.m. We got there just before, and we were part of the first like 15 people to get there. So it's still dark at this point. The sun doesn't come up till 6:15, so we have to stand there and waiting for an hour. As we're waiting, more and more people to start filling in behind us, to the point that we had this Chinese couple behind us. We had our tripod set up and literally like almost pushed us into the pond.
No, I didn't have a tripod at that time.
No, with their tripod.
Their tripod,
exactly. And that's what it was. They
So
tried
they
to
had
put
a
it in between
tripod
your
in
legs.
between my legs, and then he had a different camera. She was using her point and shoot camera to
and leaning it on your shoulder.
On my shoulder. So my shoulder was the essential tripod in the shot. So hey, I want to see my shot. And so when you look behind you and you saw that, it was really kind of surprising and a little bit like, I guess, ruined the experience for us.
I did a pan, and I think there was somewhere between 500 or 600 people.
It was definitely not what I captured on camera.
Look, I think there's a huge amount of focus that we spend looking through a lens, like,
yeah,
you know,
that too.
You really don't appreciate, like, our entire lives now revolve around making sure that every moment goes through something like this. And we don't take enough time to sit and appreciate what it is that we're looking at.
I remember one of the most prominent kind of experiences that Richard is talking about, that idea of finding the balance, was in Myanmar, in Bagan for sunrise. And we're sitting on top of these temples looking at the balloons going by. And honestly, there were so many times I just wanted to put my camera down and just look and feel it and kind of like embrace each other and embrace the experience. But at the same time, there's also this obviously inherent competition, and then with social media, that you see other photographers who have their stuff set up on a tripod and they're shooting and they're doing like the multi-shot, the rapid fire, and you're going, okay, I don't want to miss it, because like they're going to have something that's iconic and I'm not.
So I'll take another example, Tegallalang, right? So we first went there 3 years ago, and I'm sure before it was even more beautiful, but now it's become so overdeveloped. And before it was just, you could go trekking through the rice fields. It was really nice.
Beautiful.
But now there's 5 or 6 Bali swings. So people can come and go on the swing and get that iconic shot that you've seen a million times on Instagram. Look, you can still find those rice fields. You can still go out there, but you need to explore. Hey, puppy. Hey, Molly. This is Molly. So speaking a little to where we are now, we're at this beautiful boutique glamping experience. And here they have it was the most beautiful drive getting here, and you can really see rice terraces, and there's nobody here. So I'm not sure how much longer something like that is going to last, and I think there's still lots of parts all over Bali where you can find that,
and of
if
course,
that's what it is you're looking for.
And of course, businesses, this is the hard part, is that businesses also feel this kind of push and pull of wanting to give their guests and the local people the sense of preserving the quietness, the peacefulness and all this, but at the same time wanting to be popular, wanting business-wise to be successful.
Well, and also wanting to give other people a better life, you know, giving people the opportunity to be able to do things that they wouldn't have been able to do before.
So another thing that I think is important is, as much as destinations and snapshots are romanticized and edited, so is our experience of people and different cultures and different ways of living, different religions, because we often kind of demonize, not all people, but people who are, let's say, more open-minded and want to travel, demonize where you come from and kind of romanticize the other side. So I think traveling and seeing, and especially on a long-term basis, you kind of start to notice that a lot of these bad traits, as well as the good traits, are shared amongst humans everywhere. The similarities and the differences are a shared human experience.
When you look at religion as well too, you have the same influence. It's
treatment of animals, religion,
treatment of people,
greed, you know, corruptness, corruption. Corruptness. Rewind. So I think the important thing is
listening to the chainsaw in the distance.
I think the important, see, romanticized, not really. We're in a beautiful place with rice fields, but you still got reality.
So I think people have this misconception when they come.
But isn't that, I guess, sometimes it leads me to think about obviously the negative impact of tourism, how sustainable it really is, and then also kind of understanding and admitting that you're part of the problem, I guess, because I mean, we want to see those same sites, you know?
We want to share them too.
And we want to share them, and that's again, touching on social media, it's the geotagging of places that were once these beautiful hideaways and let's say only locals knew about that have become so famous because some influencers visit them, geotag them, and now everybody, of course, coming to the location wants that same shot.
So, in case you're wondering what it's like when you geotag a location, some guys over here, I don't know what they're doing. We've got some other people over here. There's no photo shoot going on today, but as you can see, it's all because somebody geotagged this location. Having fun?
So I think the important thing is kind of understanding where your expectations, where are they coming from before you embark on a long trip. And
Maybe a little bit lower your expectations.
Maybe, because then you won't be disappointed.
Exactly. So then when you get there, it's like, oh, wow, this is actually nice.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So I think we're going to leave it there for today. It's been great chatting with you.
See you later. Bye-bye.